Runes are among the most iconic symbols of Norse culture, with the word rune itself meaning a secret or a mystery. Beyond their role as a writing system, they have been used for centuries in divination to unravel the threads of fate and to perform powerful magical rituals. Today, they hold a prominent place in modern Norse paganism. The origin of the runes is deeply rooted in the myth of Odin and his insatiable thirst for knowledge. Driven by a relentless desire for answers, Odin bound himself, impaled his body with his spear, and offered himself as a sacrifice at the world tree, Yggdrasil. For 9 days and nights, he hung suspended between life and death, deprived of food, drink, or rest. On the 9th day, he looked down at the tree's roots and saw mysterious symbols pulsating with power. These became the first runes. Odin shared this sacred knowledge, bestowing it upon the gods, spirits, and humanity. According to Norse belief, the runes were gifted to Odin, the All-Father of creation, enabling him to communicate with his people. Through the runes, he provided warnings, granted blessings, and even delivered curses upon their enemies. Historically, before the Germanic peoples of Western Europe developed a true alphabet, they carved pictorial symbols into stones. Around 3,500 stone monuments, mainly in Sweden and Norway, feature early runic-like symbols dating back to approximately 1300 BCE, likely associated with sun and fertility cults. The Vikings, renowned for using runes, inscribed them wherever they went. The first standardized runes, the Elder Futhark, emerged in Germany around the 1st century CE. As cultures evolved and people migrated, the runes adapted into the younger Futhark in Scandinavia and the Anglo-Saxon Futhark. With the rise of the Roman alphabet between the 13th and 16th centuries, the use of runes waned. Although interest in runes revived in the 17th century, their use was quickly suppressed by the Christian Church, which banned them alongside other magical practices. In 1902, Guido von List, an Austrian journalist, experienced a vision of an alternative set of runes during a period of blindness, which he later detailed in his 1908 book The Secret of the Runes. He founded the Thule Society, and his runes were adopted by the Nazis. After World War II, runes fell out of favor due to their association with the Nazis. They saw a resurgence in the 1980s, particularly through the New Age movement and Asatru revival. Ralph Bloom's 1983 book The Book of Runes, which introduced a new set of runes and the controversial blank rune, became popular, though it deviated from traditional rune lore. It is possible to make your own set of runes, though for beginners, purchasing a ready-made set is probably the easiest way to start. That said, you may still want to consider consecrating your set of runes. Consecration is an act that both sanctifies and cleanses an object. While consecrating your runes, take time to meditate on each one's meaning, and consider asking Odin, the supreme god in Norse mythology, to bless them. The process begins with smudging, where the runes are exposed to the smoke of herbs or incense. This stage involves the air element, representing the mind, followed by the smoke, symbolizing the spirit. The second stage involves sprinkling salt over the runes, representing the earth. Alternatively, some people choose to bury their runes in the earth for a few days instead of using salt. The third stage is water, where spring water is poured into a clean dish and the runes are submerged. The final stage is fire, which can be done by quickly passing each rune through the flame of a candle. Once consecrated, the runes can be activated for use. This can be done by holding each rune in your left hand, forming a cylinder with your hand, and gently blowing through it. At this point, the runes are considered unique to you, and others should only use them with your permission. Depending on the system, the number of runes can range from as few as 16 to as many as 36. However, the Elder Futhark consists of 24 runes, and these are the ones we will focus on in this video. Before delving into the meaning of each individual rune, let's first understand that the 24 runes are grouped into 3 sets of 8, known as the Etter, the plural of Et. The word Et comes from Old Norse and means family, generation, or quarter of the heavens. Each Et is governed by a Norse god or goddess. The first set of 8 runes is ruled by Freyr and Freya, or Freya. These runes symbolize the physical world, encompassing themes such as creation, war, prosperity, virility, and love. The runes in Freya's Et are Fehu, Uras, Thurasaz, Ansuz, Raidho, Kenas, Gibo, and Wunjo. The second set of 8 runes is ruled by Heimdall Mordgud, also known as Hagalaz or Hegel. These runes represent change, the underworld, and the unconscious mind. They embody beginnings and endings, chaos, destruction, and the cycles of the seasons. The runes in Heimdall's Et are Hagalaz, Nothiz, Izar, Jera, Iwaz, Perthro, Ulgiz, and Soilo. The third set of 8 runes is ruled by Tyr and Zisa. These runes are associated with spirituality, values, and our interaction with the world. The runes in Tyr's Et are Tiwaz, Burkano, Iwaz, Manaz, Laguz, Ingas, Athala, and Dagas. The Etir also reflect the ancient societal divisions of nurturer, warrior, and priest/king. The runes progress from personal, emotional, and worldly concerns, such as love and pleasure, battle and achievement, to the mental realms of change and mind, and ultimately to spiritual matters of justice and divinity. Each Et concludes with a rune of a positive nature and broader significance. Within each Et, certain runes represent similar concepts. For example, each Et contains a rune associated with light, such as Kenas, the torch, Soilo, the sun, and Dagas, the day, with the light becoming progressively more powerful as we move through the Etir. Similarly, each Et includes a rune linked to wealth, such as Fehu, Nothiz, and Athala. Each Et also contains at least one rune for protection, one that serves as a good luck charm, and one used in healing magic. Now, let's begin with a summary of the interpretation for each rune, starting with Freya's Et, Fehu, new beginnings and wealth. Uras, physical or emotional strength. Thurasaz, chaos, conflict, and resistance. Ansuz, inspiration and communication. Raidho, journeys and leadership. Kenas, a guiding light. Gibo, partnership. Wunjo, joy. Next, Heimdall's Et, Hagalaz, dark night of the soul. Nothiz, struggle. Izar, delay. Jera, divine timing. Iwaz, transformation. Perthro, fortune and fate. Ulgiz, divine protection. Soilo, completion through awakening. Finally, Tyr's Et, Tiwaz, justice, discipline, and ultimately victory. Burkano, growth and renewal. Iwaz, moving on. Manaz, social community. Laguz, desires and health. Ingas, fertility and sexuality. Athala, family and home. Dagas, insight and illumination. You may be wondering about the blank rune. While it is not traditionally part of the rune system, many commercially produced sets include one. If you choose to incorporate it into your set, you can interpret its appearance as symbolizing a fated event or something beyond the questioner's control, whether for good or ill. A similar concept is found in the tarot's Wheel of Fortune, which signals that change is imminent, but whether it is positive or negative depends on the surrounding cards. In the context of the runes, the blank rune suggests the influence of fate, destiny, karma, or the uncontrollable force of word, the goddess of praise and punishment. There are 2 methods for casting the runes, drawing and throwing the runes. In both methods, the rune caster starts by placing all the runes in a pouch. The caster then asks the questioner to place their hand in the pouch and shuffle the runes while focusing on their question. It's best not to ask about the question until after the runes are cast and read, as this allows the caster to focus on interpreting the results rather than trying to align them with the questioner's expectations. When drawing runes, pull 3 runes from the pouch one at a time, without looking, and lay them out from left to right, interpreting them as past, present, and future. If any rune needs further explanation, you can draw a 4th rune and place it above the unclear past, present, or future rune. Alternatively, you can lay out the runes in tarot-style spreads, using the runes in place of cards. Drawing runes offers a structured approach, ideal for those new to the practice. Throwing the runes is a more intuitive method. In this approach, the questioner shuffles the runes first, followed by the caster. The caster then pulls as many runes as they feel should be in their hand, without looking at them. They cup the runes in their hands, breathe onto them to bring the reading to life, shake them like dice, and throw them onto a table, cloth, or other surface. The runes are read based on their arrangement, the patterns they form, their proximity to one another, and their individual meanings. The shape the runes take and their relationships in space are just as significant as the meanings of the runes themselves. This more intuitive method is less predictable but can offer profound and surprising insights. Throwing the runes is best suited for experienced casters, but if it feels right to you, feel free to begin with throwing rather than drawing. Whichever method you choose, rune casting offers both the caster and the questioner a valuable tool for reflection. The insights gained can help uncover possibilities or perspectives that may have been overlooked and inspire new solutions or approaches to challenges. To illustrate how a reading works, imagine you're seeking guidance on a career decision. You draw 3 runes using the past, present, and future method. The first rune, Raidho, appears in the past position, signifying a journey or a phase of growth that has brought you to your current situation. In the present position, you draw Jera, symbolizing cycles, patience, and rewards for hard work, suggesting that now is a time for steady effort as you wait for the results to unfold. Finally, in the future position, you pull Wonjo, the rune of joy and harmony, indicating that a positive outcome awaits if you follow your instincts and maintain balance. This combination of runes tells a story of a past journey of growth, present effort and patience, and future triumph, offering a clear path forward. Runes can also be used in magic. Rune magic is an ancient practice that involves harnessing the power of the runes for various purposes, such as protection, healing, manifestation, and divination. Each rune is imbued with specific energetic qualities that can be utilized in magical workings. More details on rune magic will be covered in a subsequent video. If topics like this interest you, please like and subscribe to my channel.